Hi, my name's Leighton and I'm a self-employed professional photographer based in South Wales. I'm married and I have a 3.5-year-old boy. The early part of 2011, I was just slowly sort of going downhill in the way health-wise. Went in, I was going to say for routine checks, but it wasn't routine checks at all because it was at the tail end of a lot of examinations regarding my health. Thinking I had Crohn's disease, I was actually diagnosed with bowel cancer, which everybody else thinks, ugh, but for myself it was a massive weight off my shoulders, in all honesty, because I just got to a point where I just couldn't carry on. Renewed the mortgage about 18 months before the actual claim was made, and now being like a young family, I thought, right, we need to get the insurances into touch. So we sat down, went through all sort of different policies that were there available for myself, and more so now because like we're a young family, that I felt that cover needed to be there just in case something which you don't have planned does come about. Paid off a large proportion of the mortgage, cleared debts, and just able to invest in my business a little bit more and put some aside just for the rainy day. Hopefully nothing else should happen health-wise, but it is there to sort of to help out if need be. But tell you a little story. The actual day that I had the phone call to say that yes, my policy had my claim had gone through and been accepted, that morning I was driving out to a job, and no word of a lie, I looked up at the skies and said, I could seriously do with a little windfall. 2 hours later I had a phone call from the office. I've tried that a couple of times since, but it hasn't worked. But no, so I was, because I'd had to take sort of 3-4 months off work, financially it wasn't the easiest, but it was when I was sort of recovering, had the operation, it was a case of that, put it to one side and I'll sort it out later on, sort of thing. So it's just strange how things happen for a reason. I was more than surprised. From sort of the first sort of proper call, I had phone calls along the way to let me know it got to the next process. But I did have one lady that was that contact for me. That was my point of call, and every time it was her that spoke to me. So, and then sort of had the phone call on the Monday, sort of saying that the claim had gone through. I always put insurance there, but it'd always be bare bones minimum. But then when you become a father, you sort of see life in a little bit of a different way. That okay, I'd like to say that I didn't have to have a payout, but at least the cover was there, so it was, well, silly not to have it. In fairness, I did feel, compared to insurance policies I already had with a different provider, very competitive and worthwhile in doing.